All right, so we made it here to Los Angeles. I got my speech tomorrow morning for the American Association of Individual Investors. We talked a little bit about it last week and talked about why a retirement number is a whole other way to think about life and retirement. And that's what I'm going to be talking to them about tomorrow. And I said there are some more nuanced ways, some more modern ways to be able to plan for later in life so you can have more life and not have to sacrifice so much. One was pre-retirement. We have a video about that. The second one is spending rhythms. The idea that unlike what traditional planning says, it says that, if you're going to spend $100,000 a year, that's going to increase by inflation every year until you die. That's a very common assumption that people make. Well, that means, 30 years out, when you're 90, you're going to be spending $500,000. Nobody spends that way. And if you're a little bit more creative or nuanced in how you think about your spending years, you might be able to buy yourself some more life early in retirement. So that first phase is the go-go years. That's that first segment of retirement when, hey, we're healthy, we're engaged, and we're active, and we really want to make sure that we take advantage of that early retirement. Think about it. I'm 51, and I can already feel my body. I already feel that I can't do a lot of the things I wanted to be able to do. So I want to make sure I get this stuff in. And that's the whole point of this idea of the go-go years, is you plan on spending a little bit more or above what you normally would to front load all the experiential things that you want to have in retirement, knowing that you're going to slow down later on. That's a natural rhythm that I see over and over with clients. So why would you not plan that way? And why doesn't traditional planning approach it that way? I don't know, man. One thing I do know is it is gorgeous out here on the Santa Monica Pier. So these go-go years are what a lot of people look forward to when they think about retirement nowadays. Is they want to be able to do everything, right? And that period can last anywhere from 10 to 15 years. I have a client right now who is 75, and I'll tell you, I don't know if she's ever going to get out of those go-go years. She's an amazing lady. But typically what happens after 10 or so years is you enter a phase of what we call the slow-go years, where you've settled into retirement, you've done all the major travel, you've created the experiences with the grandkids and the kids, and you settle into a spending pattern that slows down a little bit. Now, it doesn't go towards what we think of our parents and that traditional retirement, but it does slow down. So it makes sense to plan that way. So you start off with your go-go years, that early phase of retirement where your spending's going like this. And after 10 or so years, you plan on slowing your spending down because you settle into a more comfortable retirement after you've checked all those boxes. And then you slowly start spending until you hit what we'll call the no-go years, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If that's a normal rhythm, why would you not plan that way? Nobody does. But when you do plan that way, it could buy you the ability to have more go-go in your go-go. And wouldn't that be cool? All right, so if we get to have 10, 15 years of the go-go years, and then we settle into the slow-go years, the next phase is what we would consider, normal retirement, right? What our grandparents had, which are the no-go years. And those usually start, let's say, around 80 to 85 and last until usually the end of life. And that's when we're really like our parents, right? We're sitting on the park bench of life. We've settled into a pretty relaxed state. And we're typically spending significantly less than we were in our go-go years. So this kind of rhythm, going from front-loading the experience when you're healthy and young in retirement, and then slowing down a little bit, and then finally settling into the no-go years, that simple tweak in how you plan for your life can truly change the dynamics of your entire retirement. So we'll talk about that. We're sitting here in Santa Monica, about to have dinner with Alex, and as soon as we finish this up, I think I'm going to be ready for my no-go time during the day, because I am dead tired and ready for my speech tomorrow, and then we'll wrap this up right after the speech. Hey, happy Father's Day to you. It's Sunday, Father's Day, when I'm filming this part of it. I got back last night from Los Angeles, and it was a great event. We had about 200 people there, gave away a bunch of books, talked about these more multi-dimensional concepts that you're aware of already, from listening to this channel anyway, and had a gentleman come up to me who said he was really moved by a lot of the things that I talked about because he'd been really stuck in his life, just recently retired, and he hadn't heard of any of these concepts of the spending rhythms or pre-retirement or finding purpose or creating social networks. And he was almost in tears, and I was almost in tears. I had a little tear here, and gave him a big hug afterwards because it's great when you can impact people that way. People don't understand some of these things that we're talking about that seem pretty normal to you and I because we're sitting here talking about them. And yeah, they can, like spending rhythms, it can have a huge impact on the financial side to allow you to have more go-go in your go-go. But the end result is, and this is the cool part, is it can have a big impact in the life you live and the impact you have on the people you love. So I'm curious, how do you plan for your spending patterns? Do you use some type of rhythm of go-go to slow-go to no-go? Or you use the more traditional method of just assuming you're spending the same way all through retirement? I would love to hear your comments below so we can work together to not just survive retirement, but to rock retirement. All right, it's Father's Day, so I gotta go. I think we're gonna do something cool tonight. I hope you guys did too.
Baby,